to the Andrea and Stacy show.
I'm Andrea.
And I'm Stacy, of course.
And it's winter here in Oklahoma.
What is the temperature?
Weather done shifted on us. I don't know, but it was 58 when I woke up this morning.
Yes.
And then it didn't get to like over 60 until about noon. According to the temperature gauge, what do you call those things? Thermometer? Thermostat? On my car.
It says that it's 71, but it feels like 68, which I walked outside and got goosebumps.
It's because the sun came out for a little while.
Yes.
And so that kind of warmed the moisture in the air, I feel like, and kind of shot the temperature up. But when the wind blows,
it's cold. Yeah. It's like it's fall. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's going to be 54 tonight, this says. So it'll probably be cooler than that.
That air conditioner didn't move good.
I don't think so, but I didn't rewatch it to know.
I just needed the air moving. I decided to cook. I had the toaster oven and the stovetop going. So it was like a lot. Then I came upstairs, moved. The body's just not used to activity. Not true. Last night we stayed out. I worked in the yard all day.
Oh.
Did you see the front?
The tree. I was going to say it looks huge up there now.
I'm going to put a railing around that front deck. I'm going to have the concrete repaired, and then I'm going to put a railing and make it look like a big front porch that kind of wraps around the front and make that look more like the front of the house.
Yeah.
So poor Jean, during Father's Day, we were outside all day.
You probably enjoyed that. Jeff mowed. Don't know why. I mean, the yard needed it, but the Turner usually mows.
Yeah.
And then he weeded, which he enjoys, weeded the garden. What else did he do? He cleared the deck off.
Nice.
He just kept busy. I had to work Saturday.
It was a nice day yesterday.
It was.
So I think that helped.
Yeah. It was hot, but it was nice. And then he watched golf in between doing all that. So he had a pretty good day, I think.
That's good. I'd say it was a good day. It's a typical day for us, right? I can't decide if I'm going to put up the backyard pool or not. I keep going back and forth.
What would be the negative?
Pool supplies are hard to find right now.
They are. I was going to tell you that.
And I'm like, if I can't keep it clean in that volume of water, I can't afford to drain and refill.
Yeah. At the shop, someone had called Buster Crab, I believe is who it was, and asked if they had any pool chemicals, and they said our truck just showed up, and they, on the phone, this is the story I got, paid for everything
that was on the truck,
and then came that day and got it all and took it.
Because they're just trying to make it through the summer.
Well, it's probably a pool cleaner guy, I would bet.
Yeah.
That's trying to keep his business alive.
Yeah.
And then
or even city pools.
Yeah.
I mean
the we've been doing work on the building down there, and I think I told you this, but we had to have special paint for inside the elevator shaft, and you couldn't get the paint because all the chemicals it took to make the paint froze during that big storm in Houston, Texas. I think Houston's where these chemicals are kept in Houston. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Houston. And then there's another area we're working on the building, and a gallon of paint, just regular paint, was $48. That's normally $30. So
it's wild. It's makes you stop and think.
Yeah, what
Yeah. Well, I mean, I get stuff should cost. Stuff should be made in reasonable quantities. We're just so used to excess and driving down cheap costs and not having to wait for anything and thinking, even just paint. I'll just paint whatever color I want whenever I feel like.
Yeah.
We don't take into time the cost, the investment, anything. We're just so disposable here. So when we run into a shortage of anything, it's like shocking.
Yeah.
Shocking.
Yeah.
But, I still don't understand, as a country, how gas is so cheap. I mean, even as high as it is now, when you go to other countries, it's not even comparable.
Right.
Or how milk, is so cheap.
Probably because they have real milk and we don't.
It's true.
That's another story for another time.
Probably the only country in the world that waters down our milk and then gets the government to sign off that it's healthier.
Yeah.
Other countries like don't allow nut milk, and we're like almond milk.
Let's
milk. Is it white? Is it liquid? Does it taste like water?
It's milk. Let's use all the water we can in areas that have no water.
Mm-hmm. There's probably corn in it too somehow.
Probably.
They've sugar. Got corn and sugar in it. Yeah, it's American way.
Allison, all these recipes she's been making with the bread, it's like French recipe, and it's not sweet. Right. It's good.
It's real bread.
Yeah, but it's not sweet.
Mm-hmm.
But when I make bread at home, it absolutely has sugar in it, and I should not do that. But
if you enjoy it and you're making it because you want to,
it's not a lot, but it is sugar.
Yeah.
So there's a guy that comes around the shop and sells vegetables, and he has finally quit saying that he grows them. So I don't know if he's just decided it doesn't matter, he's just providing a service, or if he has been called out on the fact that he is not growing them. And the only reason I say that is I think he started out growing them, and then couldn't maintain it, or lost a crop and couldn't keep up. But he told me that he grew these tomatoes, and it was like October, and they were the last of the tomatoes, which I usually have about 2 plants left. If there's some healthy ones, I keep them as long as I can because I like green tomatoes. But one of them had a sticker on it. I don't care. I support the guy. That's how he makes his living. But I don't buy his canned things, because I don't buy things that are canned unless know I can track you down if I need to. I don't want to be poisoned. No. Anyway, he sells corn, and he had corn with him last week, and he cuts the end off, and I don't know why, but when he pulls it off, I guess it pulls most of the shuck out of it, But I always get like 5 of them, because Shirley, I didn't know this, but you can take an ear of corn with the husk still on it and put it in the microwave for like 5 minutes, and it cooks it.
Awesome.
So I can eat it for a snack now. Mm-hmm. So yesterday for lunch I had 3 ears of corn, and while I was eating and buttering one, the other one was cooking.
Ding. That's all good.
It was good though. It was good corn.
I have been making. I swore I was never gonna can another pickle. Yeah. I'm done with pickles. So all our cucumbers and tomatoes, I've just been cutting them up in like chunks, and sometimes I add feta cheese, and sometimes I add onion, and then I have this Greek vinaigrette that I just mix over, and Dean and I have been eating that like crazy, and it's just one of those that hits the spot every time, like summertime craving.
LaDonna said she has been eating cucumber and onions, mixing them like a salad.
Yeah.
One of the cucumbers she got is a yellow cucumber, and she was shocked by that. She didn't know. It's not real. She said they were good.
It's albino cucumber.
Yeah.
1 every 100. Yeah. If it's pollinized by an albino bee, I can't.
Oh, goodness. Yeah. I made a quilt yesterday.
Oh.
Haven't made one of those in a while. I found this pattern, and I picked out some fabric, and I told Shirley I'm about to make the ugliest quilt I'll ever make in my life. And then to reinforce that fact, a particular person came in the quilt shop, a customer, and she's one that sits down and you have to bring her things,
Yeah.
And she saw my stack of bolts there, and she's like, "Oh, that's going to be a lovely quilt." And when she left, I was like, "Told you it's going to be the ugliest quilt." But it's all blue, like turquoise, and then this one polka dot fabric. But it's not that bad, actually.
I have no idea.
It went together just in a couple of hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's really good.
So I took it to the shop today, put a wild back on it. I'm actually having these really rough, like if you draw roses, like you start in the middle, you just make squigglies.
Mm-hmm.
That's the quilting
Oh,
design.
how fun.
Yeah, I haven't seen it before, so I thought it'd be a good one to see what it looks like.
That'll be fun. This is unusual for you.
Yeah,
it's not
really
the typical.
No,
Like,
I don't do flowers.
Yeah, well, man, today's just a good day to have a good day.
I woke up and I get ready stuff. And I went to Walgreens. They don't open till 9, so I was sitting in the parking lot. So, of course, I got on social media. And the first thing that popped up was, it's Monday and that's okay. And I thought, yeah, it is.
Gotta start somewhere. I went today to try to find a hanging basket. Went everywhere in town, and people should just put their plants to rest.
They should.
Like, you just pick a day and just go ahead and compost them or something.
Last weekend that I told you Jeff and I went around all the stores, and I said they either need to give these away.
Yeah.
Like, just let somebody else take them off because they're spending more money and trying to water and keep them. Yeah. Or just call it good and be done with it because they've already made their money.
Yeah, it's just, and actually, Ross here in town, I wasn't going to ever say anything, but I will. We had that big freeze.
Uh-huh.
Well, several bushes that I bought from them didn't bloom, and they were varieties that I knew that they'd carried, and you know how the tags look a little faded? Mm-hmm. So I thought they had overwintered some bushes, which fair enough. I mean, nurseries do that. But they never bloomed. 2 crepe myrtles, 2 summer hibiscus, and a few smaller plants. And I mean, I was like $200 investment for nothing to come up. So I'm just saying, know when to cut your losses.
Yeah, because it's not fair.
Don't do that.
Discount those that,
Because those spindly plants that you can tell the leaves are raw because they've dried out and then rewatered.
Yes.
They're no. You can water them for the next 3 weeks. They're past their proliferation stage. They're just going to linger. I figure I'll go to Garden Town.
Yeah.
Garden Town or Lowe's, Home Depot, something like that. I'll have what I want.
I saw that you have your bees balm. What's it called?
Oh, over there. Yeah, it's the road to people. Yeah.
You've had that forever, and Carol gave me some, and it bloomed. I waited, I think, too long, or I took it too soon. I'm not sure yet. It didn't have the full crown, but they're really pretty. I forgot how pretty they were.
I always forget about them until they pop up.
Yeah, and they look kind of like a weed while they're growing.
When they come up, I always think it's mint.
Uh-huh.
So I just leave it because mint's supposed to, have its own benefits. So I never really pull out the mint unless it's just really in my way. And then, so that's how those survive to flower, because I mistake them for mint and don't mow them down. I took out 7 trees.
Really?
And bushes, like 7 trees and bushes. And I was going to do the whole transplant them thing. And I told Dean, I was like, no. Let's just go ahead and get rid of them. I enjoyed them for years.
Yeah.
A lot of them had the winter damage.
Yes.
So, I know when we pulled out the roots, I could tell, like, some of them had damaged roots. And, like, that holly tree we cut down, was it alive? Yes, because it was putting new shoots off of the trunk that was already this thick.
Yeah.
And I thought, what's going to happen is one of 2 things. It'll linger, or the core of that tree is dead.
Yeah.
And it's just,
it's just trying to
for being that close to a house, and if you let it get big. And so I was like, I hate to do it, but it's just got to go.
Yeah. Last, I don't know, week, when the other one had pretty leaves on it and that one didn't, I thought, oh.
Yeah. Yeah. I was hopeful, and I gave it time, but I figure here we are midsummer. It's not going to survive winter with.
Yeah, and it has to fight the heat.
The tree
to try to
suffer,
reproduce.
Insects will hollow it out and just be a mess. And then I took out a red tip Britannia. I like those but only where I want them and when I want them, and they tend to burn me out really fast. So I had been wanting to take it out forever, and Dean wanted to leave it, and
Yay.
yeah, it's just making those big changes to make things simplified and I think look better. So.
I would like to do a flower bed in my front yard, but to butt it up against that rental properties where they park.
They cut across.
Yeah, I just, they walk all over there, going around those poles and stuff, and so I just have never done it. And Jeff says that, I don't have to start it at the property.
Yeah.
But he's got that maple tree there now, so I think I might, since it survived, can you believe that? It was bent all the way over to the ground.
It's a Japanese maple, right?
Yeah. I think what saved it was that ice actually formed and gave it strength, instead of breaking it all the way over.
That's good.
But I think I could start around that maybe, and then grow the flowers and maybe do some bushes like to the steps and then carry it to the other side. But
I have a tip for flower beds.
Don't do them.
No. The right way to do them. I ran across a video. I mean, landscaping fabric, pros and cons, right? Good and bad.
Yeah.
It's got this good and ugly. Raised beds, one thing. I saw a professional landscaper, like people that have those flower beds. These are the elaborate homes, and they have this outline of grass and everything, and it always looks so good. He cuts out the dirt like several inches, then puts the landscape fabric in, then puts about the 6 inches of 7 inches of dirt back on top of it. So the plants and everything have, now of course the bushes are dug deeper through the fabric and rooted. This is it's got that much root room for the perennials.
Instead of cutting the fabric and sticking the plant in where the grass comes up around it.
So you still get weeds, but you don't get that, if you keep it out and stuff and till it or whatever, you're not fighting all of Mother Nature, just what lands on top. Much better for Oklahoma prairie grass.
I'm sure this was probably in Arizona, but you know how people landscape with rocks. There's a house over on that side of town that
xeriscape.
Yeah, it does. I don't mind it at all. Yeah. I appreciate its purpose. But I thought, how in the world do they keep the weeds out of that? I know, no matter what, eventually it's going to creep from the neighbors or whatever. This guy, this is how I guess they do it, at least this guy did it. He had, those torches, and they just torch the rocks, and it burns up all the weeds down in those crevices.
Yeah. I've seen those tunnel houses where they grow stuff in. That's how they weed. They have those little butane lighter things on the poles, and they go in between and around the plants. They'll weeds when they come up. But it's in a controlled area where everything's mostly dirt.
Yes.
Wouldn't do it out in
the front yard.
Yeah.
So don't burn the grass off. So you're telling me.
I'm just saying I can never use it.
Yeah.
My luck, it would not even burn it, but it would smolder it from the inside. And then
carry
overnight, the whole pasture would just rupture. Head underground butane light, would just whatever. Fireworks, I had no idea that we're gonna find out about aliens this weekend, and then also the 4th of July is around the corner. I'm just lost in my days and weeks and months till I heard the fireworks go. Somebody was setting off. I can only imagine they bought a multi-pack.
Yeah.
Because I would hear 2 or 3 of the same thing in a row, and then we'd switch to something else. We'd go through those.
They were in the field behind my house.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Those loud ones?
Yeah.
That
big.
far?
Yeah. Yeah.
I had my dog sitting on my chest.
It was quiet last night, though. I'll say that. I heard them, but I got to work this morning, and Evan said, I almost called you because I heard a boom, 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 and then nothing for a while. And she said, I just knew that your neighbors had come back. Because she
Yeah.
can hear the
People
gunshots
hear things
at
and
her
they think
house
it's-
from where I live, and regularly they shot a gun off at their house. So it wasn't an unfounded worry. But she was like, I looked out. I heard them too. But she said, I was walking by my window, looked through the curtain, and I saw something. So she looked, and they were shooting fireworks in that field out there. Big fireworks.
To those people, I hope you had fun. I don't really care about fireworks, but you know.
Alex used to shoot big fireworks off in the road, but it would just be one. And he must have run out of them is the only reason it stopped, because it would be
Like those
anytime
in the
after 11
80s,
o'clock.
like those
No, it went up and exploded. But yeah, you know, those, I think it was we have some. That's why. I think it's one of those tall tubes that you drop the bomb looking firework in and it shoots it up. Because it's more loud than it is pretty.
Oh, Lord. It is just not my favorite time of year. Because people are just stupid with them.
I was going to see, is it next? No, it's the weekend after next is 4th of July. Because I'm off on that Monday. Yeah. Yeah. The, I guess most of the shops are closing because we're having that, you know, that road to Oklahoma thing, so.
Yeah. Well, trying to tunnel out.
Bless you.
I will hold it in.
Yeah.
We know not to sneeze on podcast.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Should we just stop it real quick and post it? We'll have to put a big smiley face and a ha-ha sound over.
So we need a little air horn every time we have to sneeze and make any bodily function. Just,
oh, goodness. I don't guess anything's happened. Like, it's just been chill. I did get Dad some pay dirt for Father's Day. And if you don't know what pay dirt is, it's the dirt when they're gold mining that looks like it should have gold in it.
Cool.
And so I got him 2 bags of pay dirt, and I took it over Saturday, but he was taking a nap, so I just left it. And then he texted me Sunday morning, thanks for the gift. It was golden.
Thanks, Tony boy.
Yeah. So
that's awesome.
It came from a mine in Arizona.
Cool.
So we'll see. And then I called him, you know, to wish him a happy Father's Day. And he said he was watching this show, and a guy I guess he's a sandblaster, like that's what he does. And he had seen a guy on YouTube, if I remember how he told the story right, ran a bag of sand that he just bought, and there was little flakes of gold in it. Wow. So this guy runs all of his sand, and he makes side money from gold.
Filtering gold out of it.
Out of the sand.
Nice.
Before he sandblasts with it.
Nice.
Yeah. So now I want to go to Walmart and buy bags of sand and just see what's in it. Yeah.
Just sit there.
But then I'd have to buy a pan.
Fine, we can do it in Walmart or in garden. I had a hole.
Just get that turtle sandbox, fill it with water.
the pipe had to still have the sticker in the middle because we ain't gonna buy that either.
Put the gold in the clear part.
I wanted this bag of sand.
We left the sand we didn't want out there.
Yeah. Like those people, I've seen people open detergent and pour more detergent in. Have you seen that?
No.
I've seen, like, with my own eyes, a woman doing that.
Out of one bottle in the store?
Yeah. Because you know how there's always room?
Yeah.
She filled that thing.
Interesting.
People do weird things. Now, when I would buy eggs, I would always open the eggs and
make sure they're not.
I would build a dozen.
Yeah.
You know, if something was like I want to share of it or something.
I do that. I would make sure they're not cracked at the very least.
Right.
And at Homeland, I always check see if
And
something's
if I'm
expired.
buying like fruit, or if there's like a bad banana on there, I yank it off. Or if there's some grapes, like I'll pull off a chunk if I don't want the whole thing.
Oh yeah, I pick and choose what I want. I don't. I'm not going to buy it just because it's there.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's bad or if it's more than I'll eat.
Yeah.
You can figure the price.
Yeah. It goes by weight.
Yeah.
It's not like it's the pre-bag kind.
Right.
So I don't know. But the detergent, that's pretty much stealing.
That is. Yeah. Yeah. I stole from Walmart one time because I'm stupid and I went back and fixed it. But I had bought some of those black things that you start seeds in, and I bought some seeds, and I bought the plastic deals that have the dirt already. So I got home and got ready. Kids were young, tagging along with me, and my seeds were nowhere to be found. So I drove back up there, and I said, "Did I leave a bag of seeds here?" And he said, "No." And I said, okay, because it wasn't on my receipt either. I thought maybe they were just to the side or something. So I went and rebought all the seeds, checked out, got home, took my black thing, filled it up, got my seeds going, pulled the next black thing off, and there were only seeds. Look, I remember I had grabbed 2, threw the seeds in there, and thought, ooh, I probably should get 2 more of those, and threw them in, and it just covered them up. And when he rang it up, he just counted 4. So the next day, because I was covered in dirt, I went back up there and I said, I need to pay for these.
Actually, these are yours. Turtle pool, Anadarko. Well, I say it's a turtle pool, but those kiddie pools?
Yes.
I don't know why I call them turtle pools. I think because I used to have one when I was little that was in the shape of a turtle, and then I've always called them turtle pools. Anyway, the little plastic kid pools. They were out here, and I went to Anadarko Walmart to get one for Kimber. Bought one, take it up to the lady. She checks it out. I pay. I go home. There was 3 pools stuck together.
Oh my goodness.
And the receipt only showed that I paid for one. So it was a couple days later, I took them back over there. I was like, yeah, these, I just need to drop these off. And they're like, well, we can't take them. And I'm like, yeah, I didn't pay for them. And they were stuck there. Well, I'm sorry, ma'am. We just can't take them. And I was like, okay. So I just drove around and put them back in the stack.
Oh.
I should have just done that in the
first place. Why couldn't they take them? They afraid you coated them with LSD or something? So kids get in there.
I don't know. I don't really know. Well, remember they dropped that wrong order on my porch, and I'm like, I'll bring it back. No, don't bring it back. We can't.
I got to thinking about that. The only thing I could think of is maybe that's a COVID restriction that they had put in place. That might be. If it, not the pools.
Yeah, because it's a food product.
Yeah, and if somebody had been exposed to it, that was the only thing I could come up for that.
So interesting. I was taking a 3.5 hour nap.
One does.
Apparently, it's the end of the world. And I remembered hearing the dogs barking, which always means somebody's usually dropping something off on the porch. Or a leaf blew. Could be anything. So I was pretty sure someone was out there, but I was like physically unable to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, even if it was a fire, I'm not sure I could have, made it happen. So and then I hear a couple beeps on my phone. I'm like, okay, I've got to join the living. So I'm consciously pulling myself out of my subconscious.
Yes.
And I look, and it was my cousin Brandy up the road, and she was like, hey, I got your Walmart delivery on my porch. Did you happen to get mine? Because it said it was dropped off, and I thought maybe they got our packages confused because, I live on this corner, they live on that corner, just,
Yeah, but it's not the same name.
No. But I figured 1401 versus 1201. So I thought they just got them
Give
switched.
me just 1 second.
Oh, sure. Do we need to turn this off?
No, I'm going to call Gab, but you can't.
Okay. So anyways, I was asleep when all this happened, but she decided, I'm just going to bring you your box and leave it on the porch. So she shows up, she leaves it on my porch, and lo and behold, her box was there. So she did what she called a prisoner exchange, and she just switched them, and she let me know, which worked out perfectly. And then, so I sent her a message thanking her and telling her I'm sorry she had to play delivery person, but she said it was the third time she had to do it that week. And that was actually the second wrong delivery I had gotten that week. So I think a lot of people are just like getting overwhelmed or in a hurry. And it's a new service like with DoorDash and all these other things that people, they've got a lot of kinks and bugs to work out. That's all I'm saying. But anyways, I find it odd. So now though, I'm hesitant. I won't order anything to be delivered the Walmart 2-day delivery. Like if it says it's going to come the next day, I take it out of my cart because I'm like, I'll just go drive and get it myself and be sure of what I'm getting before I end up with, in my case, another 4-pack of albacore tuna that I didn't want, that somebody needed by 5:30 that day. Yeah. Thank you, Walmart delivery. It's not worth it.
You know, Allison ordered from that Walmart Plus or whatever it's called, and it said it would be delivered on this day or whatever. Well, she went to check the mail, and part of it was on the porch. So I guess if they have it in a store near you, they deliver that portion of it
by putting it in a plastic sack with a sticker on it,
tied, and then it's just laying there, and then.
I got a picture on a message that said, your Walmart order has been delivered, right? And I opened the picture, and it's a lady in her car. It's a Walmart sack, and I can see the name on it, and it's not mine. And I'm like, oh, this is great. Sure enough, it's the absolute wrong package with the absolute, there's no address on it, so you can't, go fix it. It's just
Oh, sorry.
You're good. All good?
It is, but I'm confused.
Okay. Well, you want to sign off on here?
Yeah, we can.
Do you have anything else?
I don't think so. I'm kind of just flying by the seat of my pants.
All right. Well, thanks for riding along.
See ya.
We'll see ya. Wait.